Set 3 is being played on Newkirk. Spawning in the... not sure yet.
I think bottom right.
Here we go. Bottom right-hand position. You did get it right there. As the Red Zerg from STX Seoul. His name is hyvaa.
His opponent is spawning as Blue Terran on the left bottom position on Newkirk. His name is Alive, and he showed some fantastic TBC on Whirlwind.
Yeah, he did. Showed some very good TVT. Now, unfortunately, Alive looks like he's actually sleeping in his booth while playing here. Instead of sweating this time around. So, sleepy and sweaty. Just one or two of the few ways to describe Alive.
The sweating is going to come 10 minutes into the game.
Well,
just wait.
He'll be like microing like one Marine against like a drone, and like you'll see like just like it looks like he just got out of the shower, man. He's got like water all over his face. He's like, oh, I can't even see. There's water in my eyes. Perspiration hitting my glasses. I can't see a thing.
Yeah, well, they actually can't take their hands off during that time because they need to focus on the macro, even if their glasses are fogged up, man.
Yeah. Think about how much APM you'll lose if you have to take like a half a second to wipe your forehead or something.
That's actually devastating. hyvaa, okay. Just gonna scout around with the drone, trying to see if Alive went for the proxy barracks around the map, trying to see if Alive is doing something really sneaky in this game.
Yep. No fishy shenanigans from Alive here, though. He's actually going to go for the CC first, it looks like. hyvaa as well going to go ahead and get a hatchery at 15 supply, but I do like that he used the drone to scout. I actually love when Zerg players scout with that early drone because it's an easy way to secure a quick victory over your opponent. And actually, him not scouting that command center, he may be a little bit confused here, but probably after scouting that SCV count, he should be pretty confident that, yes, it is just a command center, and he will spot it there, and he'll be like, oh, okay, I'm fine. Nothing to worry about here.
Just double check before making the decision.
Yeah, exactly. Spawning pool on the way for hyvaa. Of course, that is the general logical follow-up behind a hatchery first. Anything else can be a little bit ludicrous unless it's like an
3
extractor.
hatchery or 3 hatchery before pull.
3 hatchery can also work, but 3 hatchery is a bit of a metagame build. It's essentially you go 3 hatchery when you know your opponent's going CC first, and you're confident that you can hold any follow-up pressure and that they won't bunker rush you or anything crazy like that.
It's heavily map dependent if you want to go for the 3 hatchery before pull. It works on a map like Whirlwind where the map is so big and the Terran players have harder time scouting around. On a map like Newkirk where it's like medium size, it's kind of hard to pull it off, so it's better to go for spawning pool first. Yeah. I mean, spawning pool after the hatchery.
Newkirk has a lot of bases, but the map size a little bit smaller, also very easy to split essentially down the middle or at some diagonals, as we saw against in Flash versus Ty.
Fantasy versus Ty.
Oh, sorry. Flash, Fantasy, same guy. Not really, actually. They're
not really.
They're people.
Man, one of them stomped the other in the round of 4, man.
They're actually pretty back and forth if you think about it, between Brood War and StarCraft 2. They're essentially like the main rivals of each other. All right, so we do have a factory on the way for Alive here. A very standard opening, getting a refinery, second refinery as well. Also noticing a lack of a fast third base, so Alive will have that in mind as it continues his build out throughout the game. Reactor also going down here, so we're going to see some quick Hellions from Alive as well, unless he opts to go for some fast Widow Mines and maybe do some type of starport drop play. Yeah,
well, so far, Alive is playing really standard, the textbook TBC by Alive, and let's see what he decides to do. Usually, you know, earlier in the game, Terran players just sit inside their main base, trying to be comfortable as possible, but we do have the second factory for Alive.
Ooh, okay, so this generally means that you're going to do a pretty cheesy opening where you mass a lot of Hellions, get that blue flame, but if it doesn't work, you are really far behind because you have a terrible army composition against what the Zerg player has. And you don't have any of the other upgrades.
It might even be Hellbats mixed in because we have an armory behind it.
Whoa, you're right.
It's either Hellbats or he's gonna use the armory to get some other units out, you know, such as get Widow Mines and use the clips early in the game. I don't see how that's viable. But
what if we see mech this game from Alive?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much pointing to mech right now at this point, and he's gonna open up with Blue Flame Hellions, which is the the gateway into going into mech play. Now, we did see some GST, well, I don't know if everyone saw it, but, you know, a lot of people who was watching GSL and GSTL saw this type of play where the Terran player goes for the blue flame Hellion and then transitions into bio right after, and he cancels the blue flame.
Interesting. Well, I don't know what's going on. He made the blue flame and he canceled it. There we go. It's the Servos upgrade. It's going to allow those Hellions to transform into Hellbats essentially here. And I'm assuming he's going to go for some type of timing attack behind this because the Hellbats, they're very sturdy. They can do a lot of damage, but if you're going to go full-on mech, then I hope he has a good contingency plan behind this potential harass.
I would also like to see a starport getting thrown down by Alive, but look at this! hyvaa!
He's making an Nidus Swarm right now, also going for the Roach speed, and the scan just barely misses the Nidus, but Alive does have a few Marines in his main base. Now, he will see the lair, and you know, he may be a little bit suspicious about the timing of it and the lack of a third base until recently. So we're already in for a funky game, guys. It's standard, throw standard out the window.
Oh, but look at this, Alive trying to actually put down the supply depots around the map. He says, well, this might be a Nidus Swarm. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to account for everything that my opponent might throw at me.
Yep, so nice planning from Alive here. The Nidus Swarm does go down. It's going to be outside of Alive's natural. The problem is he doesn't have any Siege Kings right now. He does have a lot of Hellions. Oh, and look at this. The Nidus Swarm is spotted. Alive, he knows exactly what's going on here. The Hellions moving back, but the Roaches, they will be seen here. And okay, all of the Roaches, they're moving in there now. Third base has been canceled. And we're in for a weird, wonky game. We have a command center trying to block this base here, but the problem is Alive, he's going to get supply blocked here potentially. Now the Hellbats moving into the natural of hyvaa. Hellbats are very sturdy, and they can actually deal decently with the Roach count here. They're also going to be able to take out his opponent. Essentially, we're going to have a base race here. We also have SCVs in the main base of Alive. He needs to try to take that out, though. Hellbats, they are getting taken out by these reinforcements. Siege tank up as well right now. We don't see any Widow Mines, though.
That's going to be a huge mistake by Alive by not taking out the Nidus Swarm inside the main base. You know, he had the SCVs to go for the full surround, but he was so focused at the front trying to get the Roaches from going to the Siege tanks, and now that mistake is going to cost him the game.
Oh, things are looking so bad for Alive now. 46 supply to 83, and our Terran player, I mean, he's got one tank and he's got some hero SCVs right there, but
he's got a hero drone going for the Siege tank.
That Siege tank has actually got up to 11 kills right now, but the problem is reinforcement Roaches, they're going to be able to take out the tank. That's going to be it for Alive. He's going to be forced to GG out of here at any point now. Even Queens and a single drone invading. There it is, GG. hyvaa doesn't even get a chance to put down that proxy manor hatchery.
You know, if Alive actually went for bio, he would have had much better time defending against this.
Oh, he would have completely defended against that. But
it was just unlucky for him. hyvaa suspecting that his opponent was going to go for some type of Hellion attack. Got the Roach War.